Peace, man. We back here recording with the One House Build, weekly build. As always, we gonna call in the spirits of the ancestors, man. Want to bring that vibe here, man. We're trying to be a voice in the city. We're gonna excuse me. Today we're gonna go over the One House goals. The 5 goals of One House. Shout out to the brother Quan Shabazz, man. He shot the idea to me, man. He said we should base them off the 5 principles of Kwanzaa. Researching those Kwanzaa principles, I think if we really take those principles and make those a reality in the black community beyond a 7-day stretch, this can create a tangible reality that can cause sufficient change in the black community. So this is why we base One House around those 5 goals. And the first goal of that is Umoja, or unity. And unity is to strive and to maintain for the family, community, nation, or the race. Yeah. And y'all want to delve into why you think unity is important, man, to our people?
Unity is important to our people because our people are collective people, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, all our energy derives from we are a group people. And so, like, I feel like we will never be able to progress if we ever buy into the individualistic mindset. If we ever start thinking like this, me, that's when we're going to lose ourselves.
Yeah, that's like the old adage, together we stand, divided we fall.
Absolutely.
I mean, you'd rather be, when you strike somebody, you slap somebody with an open hand, it's not as effective as you striking somebody with a closed fist. So you'd rather be a closed fist as opposed to an open hand.
And it's deep that he said that. Because I even heard the elders say that just like the hand, we can be as individual as these 5 fingers. But we gotta be able to come together to make that fist.
Exactly.
Because we gon', you know what I'm saying? So we ain't all gotta be the same.
Exactly.
Every finger got their own zone. But when it's time to come together, you gotta come together. So you might be the Hebrew finger, you might be the Moorish finger, you might be the Egyptian finger, you might be the Nation of Islam finger.
Yeah.
But we need us to come together and make this fist. You see what I'm saying? So next is self-determination.
Coochie chocolate.
That's up. And that is to define ourselves, to name ourselves, to create for ourselves, and it's to basically speak for ourselves. We gotta get beyond the paradigm of believing that we have to fixate our reality on what they standards are.
Exactly.
We must begin to get into our own standards, create our own future, and model it off of what we see fit. And next is Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility. It's to build and maintain our community together, to make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems, and to solve them together.
Exactly.
I think that might be one of the most potent ones. All of these are potent. You see what I'm saying?
That's definitely one of the most potent ones.
But
that village mind state.
Because when we truly can make your problem, my problem, and let's say you got this problem, you might have a bad car wreck, bro, and you don't have no car, and it's 20 of us in one house. Can 20 folks put up $100
to get my car?
Get you back in the game?
Exactly.
Very simple.
Can we do that?
You see what I'm saying? And that's why when we really start taking each other's problems and really putting them at the forefront, anything, not beyond the car, your kids need help, you want to get out with your lady.
Yeah.
Man, you ain't got to take no daycare. Drop it over to our house.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We got to be willing to be the glue to make our stuff work.
Exactly.
A lot of times we don't have that same financial standard that other people have. And I don't want to make it all finances, but I've seen some stats that say that, you know, that the average medium income between a white household and a black household is 31 to 1. Which what I mean is, it's about 115,000 to a meager like 5,000 on an average medium income. So we don't have the luxury to really spend on these things. So we must come together, put our resources together, because when it comes to consumerism, we're the #1 consumers.
Right.
We have money. You have things like the black churches, and they do a lot of giving back. So I do respect the churches in that aspect because they do feed the homeless and they do that. But with that being said, there's some black churches who make more money than African countries.
That's real.
That's real.
That's real.
You see what I'm saying? So it's the give back, because you have mega churches,
Exactly.
billion-dollar churches.
Exactly.
You see? And if those economics was utilized to create some type of infrastructure besides churches, maybe schooling, to create something to the next level, that's why I feel like, I ain't gonna say failing, but this is what I have yet to see from those.
Yeah.
And I feel like,
church.
that's why I feel like we need to build institutions from all those monies, not just build more churches.
I mean, and that's why that collective economics is so important. Moving to the next.
Yeah, which move right into cooperative economics.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Which is to build and maintain our own stores, our own shops, our own businesses,
Absolutely.
and to profit from them together.
Exactly. Becoming self-sustainable.
Not just get them from an individual, and that's why it takes away from the capitalist system, because it's about what can you get, what you can get. What can we create that can sustain us all?
Exactly.
How can we get land and stuff to set up domestic trade? How can we set up institutions that create other scholars that can help forefront and keep these institutions going and take us to the next level? How is this self-perpetuating wealth?
Exactly.
We need to get to that level.
Exactly.
And next is purpose.
Yeah. Purpose.
And purpose is near. And it is to make our collective vocation, the building of our development and community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness.
Yeah. I think that is probably the most potent for me. Purpose. Without purpose, you don't have anything.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So I mean, it's purpose that unites us
Yes, sir.
and drives us.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
And I think if if that purpose is to restore us to our historical greatness,
Exactly.
we can't go wrong. Because we see that historically our people gave the world everything. Mathematics, science,
God consciousness.
medicine. Like you said, supreme science. Like I said, I seen them doing research on quantum physics and making comparison between quantum physics and the Egyptian mystery schools.
Come on.
All right.
And this quantum physics is, supposed to be this new age scientific method.
But come to find out, our ancestors been on this
Mastered
the entire time. They mastered it.
This is BC. You
Exactly.
see what I'm saying?
So-
And they now beginning to see that, wow, maybe our ancestors,
We're smarter than what we give them credit for.
yeah, maybe they're not so contemporary. Maybe they were way more advanced than we were. You see what I'm saying?
Bro, so in a sense, do you think people are, I guess if we say it from a government aspect, they're kind of just catching up? In a
It's a
sense.
fact. It's a fact.
6,000 years
Right.
later, on down the playing field, they just now catching up to the tail feathers of our ancestors.
Because like you said, man, you have stuff like the Dogon tribe that sees stuff like Sirius A, Sirius B, different celestial bodies, different stars that NASA, billion-dollar
Telescopes and-
corporations with big telescopes have just now seen. They wonder how do these primitive, so-called primitive African tribes know about these stars. And then, is it folklore? Are they making it up? But they know about it with mathematical precision.
Exactly.
This is perplexing to the European mind, to the European science. Even the medicine. They go back and go to a lot of the indigenous people, study their medicines, studying their healing mechanisms. Then they find synthetic versions through pills and try to put it out to the market.
Yeah.
So they go on these expeditions and study the witch doctors. They study the people they tell you, don't go that, don't mess with that.
Come to us.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny? How they just, that's why I think it's proper that we start defining things for ourselves and investigating things for ourselves and starting to define them for ourselves. Because look at things like voodoo. I researched voodoo, and if you research voodoo, it has a lot to do, you can connect it to the Haitian Revolution. The Haitian Revolution, they don't talk about it now.
Yeah.
But even in the Haitian Revolution, and then when you go into voodoo, they say voodoo is a monotheistic religion. It's talking about really using the earth
for whatever purpose, from healing to whatever, but it's using the earth for your benefit.
Exactly.
So you saying it kind of changed the way people think about it?
You know
Like
what I'm saying?
their mindset
Because even if you get something like a voodoo doll,
is bad.
that's not, a voodoo doll's not even part of voodoo culture. That is something that's Hollywood that you seen come later because of Europeans. It's about us, man, that we get into these 5 goals, we practice these 5 goals, and we be serious. In April, we're gonna be real full effect with this farm, man. I feel like we have 7 acres of land that we can really take advantage of. The land is not quite where it can be. So that's why I feel like if we can get the community behind us, we can use this land to create cooperative economics. This is why we can make a reality. I think Brookview Farms, I don't know who the owner is, but our connection is a good brother.
Okay.
And he says, you know, he got to go right now.
Okay.
So as long as the good brother got to go and he says we good to go,
Gotcha.
we good to go. You see what I'm saying?
Well done. That's some deep stuff though. I mean, not to sound deep, but you saying something that's regular. Like black folk invented mouth and signs. Like it sounds deep when the good brother explained it, but like, okay, black folk invented mouth and signs, so we got some time back to like some of the greatest cultural discoveries, some of the greatest scientific, mathematic discoveries, healing discoveries. We did that. Like, we did that.
And it's in us to do it again.
Right.
It's a
You
fact.
know what I mean? If you look at some of the ways, like if you ever grew up around your grandmother or great grandmother or big mama or whatever you want to call it. I know when I was little and we would go outside and fall off a bike and scrape our knee or whatever, they take something about the backyard and, you know, wrap it around you or boil it and tell you what drink this and go sit down.
Aloe vera plant.
Aloe vera plant.
Tearing it apart,
You know what I mean?
rubbing it on it. You see what I'm saying?
So,
Like how Big Mama know about medicine, but she didn't go to med school.
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Big Mama a pharmacist, but she ain't buying this shit.
He
She ain't
ain't
trying to. She ain't trying to control you like the pharmaceutical industrial complex is.
You know what I mean? So that stuff is embedded in us genetically. You know what I mean?
And that came out of poverty. Like we didn't have it over here, so we had to tap back into what we did have in us, which was the stories passed down. This information that was passed down orally through his stories, through the griots.
Yeah.
We knew what to do. You see what I'm saying? And we still know what to do. These stories are in you now. You've heard these stories before. You heard your grandmama tell you the same stuff that she was told, that her grandmama was told, that her grandmama was told. We already know. We know how to make the medicine. It's in us. You ain't got to go to med school for that 5 years for what? You got that. You got that.
Exactly.
Big mama told you how to kill. She been had to cure to the cold, to cancer. She can fix it. All that she can fix it. We just ain't tapped into it yet. We don't remember the story yet. We got to remember the dig in your brain.
That's why I feel like we
Remember
need these
Remember the myth.
we need these institutions, man, so we can start practicing these things, man, make these things reality. But
Exactly.
until we get these things can be practically applied at your house, man. Start getting your herb game up.
Exactly.
Buy herbs, research the herbs, see how you can put these herbs together to create different cures.
Exactly.
You have different essential oils.
Yeah.
You have different fruits that can do things for topical skin treatments.
Exactly.
So you logically say if you mix these things up, then you can create something.
Some type of
For your
potent
skin.
healing formula.
You see what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
Even with the crystals, the healing vibes from the crystals.
Before
Like
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was saying before you went on camera, you told me when I was sick there was some stuff you could have put me on.
Oh yeah. The colloidal mixtures, the colloidal gold, the colloidal silver. There are certain elements in your body that exist in the earth that exist in your body in colloidal form, and what that is like a compound mixture in liquid form. So like, I know you heard somebody tell you that you have like iron in your blood. Eat your beets or eat something that'll give you iron in your blood. You know what I mean? Or for our queens out there who have low iron because of their menstrual cycle or whatever. That iron is an actual metal in your blood that exists in colloidal form. So I know like when our ancestors back in the day when the soil was rich in all the minerals, and specifically in the Nile Valley, the soil was just jet black because it had all the minerals. It was laden with colloidal silver, colloidal gold, colloidal iridium. The thing I was telling you about was colloidal silver. Silver is a natural antiseptic. You know what I mean? It's an antibacterial, antimicrobial. You know what I mean? It kills any germ. People can use that now to kill AIDS and cancer. You know what I mean? there's a patent that I hit you with next week, and I gotta come back. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but they're using it now, and the government knows it to cure cancer and AIDS, and they're using the colloidal silver. You know what I mean? Colloidal gold heals all your DNA. It heals your cells on a micro level. You know what I mean? So there's just certain things that we just don't know about that we need to incorporate in our diet. You know what I mean? Like I said, the food was our first medicine, so let your medicine be food.
Man, speaking of that, man, it is a lot. Just thinking about that, maybe just think about products. I want to shout out a couple people, man. I know a sister that's doing a product, man, by the name of Kenyana. She has a product called Total Body Butter, man, and it's an all-natural product. It's great for your skin. She has taken the natural, like I said, the essential oils and things to make a nice product, man. She said these things can take boils down, eczema, great things. You see what I'm saying? By this using natural products, you can see that if you take away from the industry chemicals to keep you running back to get more,
Exactly.
you keep buying more for consumerism. This stuff is like you get it, and it's going to get rid of it. You see what I mean? Also, man, beyond that, we got other people doing great stuff in the city. We got the Black Business Network. They're doing stuff every Saturday at 12. They meet from 12 to about 2 roughly.
Shout out to
Clarence Muhammad.
Man, with his karate class.
And whatever he's doing, a lot of stuff, man. Brother Clarence Muhammad is always facilitating great things for the black community in the Birmingham area, and we appreciate the good brother Clarence. Also, the brother Mustafa Ali, man, and all the good brothers at the Callahan Martial Arts System.
Thank you.
You know, so we appreciate them brothers for stretching out what they do. We also got the good sister, Una Ariel, man, who sells the fabric. If you want to get you some African wear, you can get you some nice cloth. You can also highlight the good sister Shirley Farrell.
What's the copper metal?
Oh yeah, that's her husband. Her husband is Emmanuel. If you want to get you some copper unks, copper earrings, people always asking about my unk, even though he did not make my unk. The brother can get you some products just like this. Okay. You can look him up, Emmanuel Williams on Facebook. Yeah.
Good brother.
Like I said, man, they good people, man. Support these people, man. Like I said, also Miss Shirley Farrell. You check her out. I'm just kind of letting people in Birmingham know about the other good people in Birmingham that's doing positive stuff, man. That's doing holistic stuff to uplift and push us forward, man. I apologize if my mind slips me of not saying you now. We're going to definitely keep the names out there. I know another good brother, man, is a holistic doctor. Used to work right there at the health pool West in 5 Points. By the name of Dr. I-10, man. He's a master teacher, a holistic doctor. I heard he has an office on Lum right now. Okay. If y'all can check him out, check him out. That's a good way to get some healing mechanisms without going to one of their doctors.
And if you got a product, just hit us up, man. Maybe we can bring you on and talk about it, and we can talk to you. We can build with you, add to our conversation. We love to have you guys on.
Exactly, more than welcome.
Because we serious when we want to make our problems. No, we want your problems to be our problems and vice versa. We really want to do whatever we can to bring that village vibe back to Birmingham. We really want to do it.
And we got to stop, too, with that I don't support black businesses for blank, whatever reason. Stop lying. Like, we just be making up stuff for why we don't go to black folk stuff. Black folk got attitude. Yeah, everybody got attitude.
White folks got attitude.
Everybody got attitude. Listen, if you really want to help somebody, if you patronize these folk places and they weren't how you expect them to be, offer them some critique, some feedback so that they can improve their stuff. That's what y'all do for these other places. Y'all write all these letters and notes and all this and want something free. Give these folk the same opportunity to correct mistakes. If you felt like they did something you didn't like when you patronized them, give them an opportunity to make it right. Let them know that, hey, when I patronized your place, it wasn't the best. Boom, boom, boom. They'll fix it just like them high-dollar corporations will fix their stuff.
Because they want your
business. They care about you.
And then one thing we do need to stop doing too, man, is trying to get that black folk price. What I mean is, if I say I paint houses, and my going rate might be $500 a house. You feel like since I'm your brother, I'm supposed to do it for $50 or $100.
Right. Exactly. That's crazy.
But then, since you get mad because I won't do it for $200, you gonna pay the white folks for $900 to go do it. I pay the other people for $900, and then talk about me and talk about my business bad.
Exactly.
As if I'm really bad business.
We gotta
It's just
stop
that I
it.
wouldn't give you the hookup for $2 a class or $2 a month for people that's in the projects, for people that's low income. You know very well martial arts ain't worth $2. These are certified black belts. Callahan system, I appreciate them, but when they go to it, that's not their going price. So for those that can't afford it, pay them people they pay price, man. Don't be like, well, I heard it was $2. This is something we got special going on for people who could not afford the regular rate. But for us to keep facilitating this project, if you can pay the going rate, pay the going rate. We gotta get out there mentality because we are professionals and we cannot afford for nobody to always cut you the hookup.
Absolutely.
Because them your people, how we gonna come up if we hooking everybody up?
And we
how
gotta
we keep our
stop
business
and stop
sustained?
being so divisive. Like we gotta stop tearing those people down. Those people are trying to live. That's not a multi-billion-dollar Walmart. That's a low-income business where somebody is on the bare skin doing what the best they can do. And they giving quality product. Almost every black business I've ever patronized has given me quality product. I've bought things from a plethora of our independent artists here in Birmingham. I bought things from jewelry from the Copper. What's their name?
Una and Emmanuel.
Una and Emmanuel. I bought their jewelry. I still have the copper bracelets and stuff that they made me. It still look good.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And those people are really giving a heart and soul to what they do, and you refuse to pay them their quality, what they worth. It's ridiculous, man.
And it's deep that you mention that again because even the copper and why you can go into the healing property of the copper. So even what he's doing ain't just for fashion. Now it is fashionable, but he has a whole medical science to it. He has a whole healing science to it. So it's like, man, and this is going down right here in your city, man. This is not something you got to travel to Atlanta for. You don't got to move to Chicago for. It's right here taking place in the Birmingham city.
And I tell folks all the time, we got stuff in Birmingham. People always telling me what we don't have in Birmingham. Listen, I'm a Birmingham historian. You can't tell me what we don't have in Birmingham. I know what we have in Birmingham, and we have just as many resources. We have just as many artists and talents. We are not separated by gifts and talents, only by recognition. The people in Atlanta are recognized. They just recognize. Those people who live in LA and New York, they just recognize. We're not separated on levels of gifts and talents.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Only by recognition. Merely by recognition.
There ain't no cameras down here. Ain't no big
That's
cameras.
it. That's it. Ain't no Hollywood studios in Birmingham. That's it.
We said something.
We need to they said further make our institutions make things and we want to call out people, man. And I say not calling y'all out in a negative way, but almost altar college, man. Come down and see what we doing, man. We do something every Saturday. For the rest of this month in February, we gonna be in Winona every Saturday. From 2:30 to about 6. Doing cleanups and passing out information. Next, we're going to Gate City, am I right?
Yeah.
So in March, you can catch us in Gate City. We're going to be from the east side to the west side.
And vice versa.
East side to the west side. We're going all over until we make our presence known. And all we're going to do is spread love, positivity, and information. Come join us. If you feel like somebody's not doing something, we're trying to do the something. If you feel like the something we're not doing is not enough, then you the missing piece. Obviously, you know what we need to be doing.
I need you. Where you at? Like, tell me what to do. How can I save my people? This is an authentic plea to help save my people. If you feel like you got an answer, bring me the answer. If you got a key, let me unlock the door. I need your key.
Right. Help us to help you.
Right.
You know, even if you're unwilling to do it yourself, we'll try to give it a try. Man.
Whatever. And don't come to my folk with no mouth and lip service. My folk tired of folk talking and preaching to them. I'm telling you, my folk tired of folk preaching.
You know, and
they hungry.
This what makes it so hard for us, man, because there's been so many people, I guess, with this rhetoric or with this goal, and didn't really mean the people no good, man. We've been taken advantage of so many times,
my
man.
folk tired of talking. My folk, man, you come talking to my folk about some talking. My folk ain't trying to hear that what you talking about. You talking about your religion gonna do it, your money gonna do it. You finna give us this and food stamps gonna do it. My folks still ain't been help check. Y'all got all this knowledge. All these folk, black folk PhDs, and my folks still hungry. Still hungry. So let's do it. Let's work.
The way I see, man,
So come get it.
If
Word.
you ain't part of the solution,
You're part of the problem.
So, come be it.
That's it.